All right, we'll see. Dude, I didn't know they tasted like that. It doesn't come with a warning. You just gotta try it for yourself. I don't know. Hey, have you guys been waiting this whole time? Welcome back to the Happy Hydro YouTube channel. For those of you who don't remember, my name's Aaron. For everyone else that does, welcome back. We took a hiatus, but we are back in action. So we're gonna start off strong with a Blumat trope system. How to, all about it. It's right here just for you. So why wait? Let's go get it. All right, welcome back and thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and also hit that like button because we are going to show you how to use the Blumat trope system to get that perfect garden. For those of you who don't know, Blumat makes incredibly customizable and versatile drip irrigation systems. These are all automatic, and their trope comes in two different styles. It's going to be either a pressure system or their standard gravity-fed siphoning system. For this video, we're actually going to use the pressure system. So let's take a look at some things you're going to need. These are the carrots. They come in a 5-inch and a 9-inch. Nice to hit different root zones, but they're going to be interpreting how much water content is actually in your soil. These are some adapters from a blue soak to a 3mm drip tube. This is going to be your 8mm main line. I prefer the Superflex tubing just because it's a lot easier to maneuver around with. There's a little blue soak hose right there. These are the tops to your carrots. They're going to be dispersing that water, and also the mechanism inside is a little spring that either adds tension to not water or releases tension to water more. And you can definitely tell that these carrots have been used before. Blumat's incredibly durable, so you can use it season after season. And just a heads up, to make your life easier, try to remember how your layout was. That'll save you lots of time on the back end. What you got right here are your 3mm drippers, some 3mm quick connects, 8mm mainline connectors, some blue soak T connectors, and some more fresh blue soak tape. What's up, dog? Some other things, here's that 3mm drip tube, a moisture meter. Everything else we'll touch on in the video itself. Fresh on the scene is Foreman Stella. She is making sure that we do not delay getting these noodles in the pot. Am I right? No, but seriously, first of all, you're going to want to do is set yourself up for success. Get a bucket, fill it with water, and get those carrots in there. That's going to help give those carrots the proper amount of moisture. And you're also going to do a little bit of assembling in this bucket because we want to have that water in these carrots because it's going to provide that pressure to work the system appropriately. So before we go any further, you might as well just toss those caps right in there because like I said, we're going to do some assembling with them. And while we do that, we're going to go set up our blue soak. So let's go. And behold, our magnificent garden. Ooh, What we found is easiest is to pre-lay out kind of where you expect your plants to be in conjunction with your blue soak system. So whether you're running a spiral, a kind of zigzag, or a manifold type style, that's going to be all important when figuring out what is going to work best for you. So in this garden, we're actually going to do the zigzag style. I don't know if that's the scientific name for it, but that's what we're going to run with here. And we're just going to take some blue soak stakes just to kind of give us that rough layout so we can plan around it and get it set up just how you need it to make sure all your plants are equally getting the amount of water they need. Don't worry, I will speed this up for you. Poof, done. Our first extra little piece is for your blue soak tape. This is like an ender stop piece, so you would want to put this at the end of your blue soak. This way you're not going to have water just flowing out anywhere. You'll have the stopper on one side, and you can see here it's going to attach on the other side. What's really cool about this is that it's super easy to use. It's pretty much just kind of like screwing in a light bulb. So you're going to attach the open end of the Blumat soak tape into that fitting area. Make sure that it is loosened up. This way you can slide it past that coupling, and then you're going to push it in there pretty firmly. You can kind of see that little insert inside. What that does is it gives the blue soak just a little bit of structure. We also like to use it as a guiding little feature to make sure you're properly getting that blue soak tape into that fitting. Like I said, just kind of make sure it's loose, press firmly inside, you can see there. And then we're just going to push it in there firmly and really tighten that up to make sure we're not going to have any leaks, any mishaps, or anything like that. And presto, it is secure and it's tight. We're just going to nestle it back down in there, and we're going to move on to the next step. Another part to familiarize yourself with is the Blue Soak to 3mm adapter. This is going to allow your Blue Soak to connect right to those carrots and the drippers. One end for the Blue Soak, one end for the 3mm. Aw shoot, we've been here before, right? So we know exactly what to do to get that working properly. Make sure we're inserting that nice and firm. Oh yeah, and then we're going to tighten that up just to make sure we have a strong, secure connection. Let's go. And I'd like to take this time to do a shout out to all the hand models out there. You don't get enough appreciation for the long, hard hours that you put in and day out, using those little fingies to get the job done. So this one's for you, Matt. Thank you. All right. Back to business. We have that 3mm adapter on there, so we can start to plan out where we want our carrots, but we have one more step to do first. We got to get that main line going. So, like I said, in this video, we're going to do a pressure system. So this is going to carry the water from your spigot using the pressure reducer, which we're going to see a little bit later, but we're going to run this all the way to your designated area, your garden pretty much. And then there's a couple different tools and adapters we're going to use. This one is an 8mm on-off valve. This is going to be invaluable in your time here. It's super easy to put on, but it gives you a lot of control over how your system works and which ones can be on and which ones can be off. It's super simple to use. You're pretty much going to take off this little coupling and you're going to slide this tubing right through there. Yep, just like that. And connect it right to that little connector there. And just like we did with the Blue Soak hose earlier, screw that coupling back on and you're going to have it ready to go, and it's going to be able to control that water at a flick of a thumb. Super easy to use, like I said, but oh wait, what a life hack. If you get yourself a little loop screw and run that 8mm through it, you're not going to have to be chasing this hose around. You're going to know exactly where that on-off valve is every time. Alright, so it's time to start splitting off your 8mm main line. So we're going to finish connecting that tubing to that on-off valve, and we're going to work on getting the next portion set up. So for this, you're going to want it to run along the outside of your garden, so we're going to use a T connector. This will help us create another branch of your 8mm main line so that we can reach other areas of your garden. Don't forget that that strategically placed on-off switch is really going to help control the water flow in the system, going out and down to different areas of your garden. Dang, this is really coming together. You can kind of see how the pre-layout looks with all of our Blue Soak and our main line spread out to reach every inch of your garden. And here we are at the heart of your pressure system. That is your hose spigot. One little tip I will give you is to have some Teflon or plumber's tape on hand. This is going to make sure that that is a tight connection and no water is going to be spewing out of there, and that's going to disrupt the pressure of that system. Super easy to install, it just screws right on. You're then going to use that same technique to apply and attach that 8mm main line to the system, and then that is good to go. And you can see that we're using those on-off valves again. Like I said, really helps control where that water is going. So if you want to work on one part or the other, it's easy to turn on and off. All right, well, the main line is all set up now. We're going to start working with those carrots. I have a fully assembled one right here with two little adapter pieces. The first one that you saw connected was the replacement carrot. That is so that you can run the carrot off of that main line and continue on. This is the end piece, so it is an elbow which goes to the main line and only ends at that 3mm tubing and then finishes out of the carrot. Here we go. We're going to start assembling these. Now that they've been soaking for plenty of time, they have all the moisture they need, they're filled with water. You can kind of see the color has changed a little bit from a lighter clay to a more of a darker, subtle clay color. Ooh, yep, a little practice run. Yeah, right in there. And be sure to assemble these underwater. This way there is no chance that there's any air bubbles or anything like that that's interfering with that temperamental pressure reading. That looks perfect. Great job, Matt. All right, let's get some of these bad boys in the ground, huh? Yep. Your ground is soft enough, you can definitely just push the carrot right in there. Just be sure that the clay component is completely covered by the soil. If you have a little harder ground or you're working around some roots, we do have a Blumat corer tool, which will help kind of guide it and bore out a channel already for you. We're going to start working on getting these carrots connected to that main line. So you're going to cut a little area open so you can replace one of those replacement tees in there that connects that 8mm main line to the 3mm carrot dripping tube. Always practice safety first. So here is that replacement Blumat tee. That's going to help you connect that main line to that 3mm dripping tube. Like I said, super easy to install. Yeah, get a nice little push in there. That's it. And there's always different ways to do it. Here we can kind of show you if you want to place your carrots down first, because you have a certain way that your plant's going to lay out, and then you're going to kind of just preview where they're going to go. Great job pointing those out, Matt. Yeah, this system is super customizable, so even if you don't do it the same way each and every year, the attachments, the pieces, the fittings are all interchangeable. This one is that 8mm to 3mm end piece, so it's best used when you're kind of near the end of a system or you don't want any more drippers to run off of the 8mm line. That's just going to give you that one little elbow and connect it to that single carrot. And we got another carrot ready to get into the ground. We're making good progress, and make sure, like I said, to cover the entirety of that ceramic clay portion. This is going to make sure you're going to get proper readings from these sensors, and it's going to deliver the appropriate amount of water. Great job packing it in there. So you saw the 5-inch carrot. We usually use those near the outside or the edges of your garden, just because of their range of reach. We typically recommend using the 9-inch carrots more towards the center of your garden. That's where your root zone is going to be a lot deeper, and you're going to get a lot more accurate reading for the amount of water you should be giving those plants. So don't forget, put those bigger ones in towards the center a little more. It's going to help you out in the long run. Yeah, and just hooking it up next, making sure it's tied into the system. Look at that. And that's going to give perfect control for that blue soak tape. Using that 3mm to blue soak adapter, use your locator stake to make sure you know where your carrots are. And then we're going to keep moving on. So next is a great example to show you how versatile this system is. We have a couple shadow planter boxes as well as some extra potted plants that we want to bring water to. So we're going to tie right back into that 8mm line, and this is a great opportunity to show you the 3mm quick connect valve. It's a super useful tool, especially if you're going to be moving those potted plants around. It's really easy to turn off that water and move it to the next area, or bring it inside even if you have to. Really easy to use, and it's a really good tool to have in your back pocket. So we have another connection that we have to hook up. This one is going to another little shadow box area. Like I said, you're just putting that 3mm line right to wherever you need it to connect to on that main line. We're going to use a big 9-inch carrot because it's a pretty decent sized potted plant. Yep, great job packing it right in there. Yeah, and as long as you have those right connectors or fittings, it's so customizable, it's crazy. You just got to figure out where you want those plants to be, where to make that cut, and just having the right pieces. Which I know sounds incredibly daunting, but always reach out to us here at Happy Hydro. We are more than happy to help out, help you design your own, and figure out what's going to work best for you. It's time. Let's get that water flowing. Wow, what a dramatic entrance. Water is flowing. We are back at that first 8mm on-off valve. This is a great time to make sure that there are no blockages, kinks, anything like that. All of your carrots should be shooting out water at this point. You're going to want to make sure you do this before fully setting up your system. This way you're not retroactively going through, making sure that everything's working, trying to find that one area that's just not watering. Whoa, you're in the splash zone, am I right? So keep on cruising, checking those carrots to make sure that the water's coming out. There's no problems impeding on that flow. You're gonna get a nice solid stream. Dang. So an important part to remember, this is the more technical part of the whole system, is honing in that water, right? So this is a drip system, so you really want to focus on that drip. See that little brown knob on top? That's how you control the flow of the water. So what you want to do is take it from a steady stream all the way down to a hanging drop. So you can kind of see it at the edge there. It's not falling, it's just kind of hanging out. When you get to that point, turn 2 more clicks to the right just to tighten it up, and you're ready to go. Attach it right to that 3mm adapter, which goes right to our blue soak hose. Another super useful tool to have on hand is the Blumat digital moisture meter. This is going to allow you to track and record the moisture levels that are actually in your soil. This way it's going to be even easier to know if you should be turning up your system to allow more water or dialing it back because you're getting too much moisture in there. And you're going to install it pretty much the same way as the Blumat carrots themselves. Let it take its time, soak in its little bath. Then when you're ready, pull it back out. Make sure there's water in that carrot as well. It doesn't have to be the same. You're not going to want to install the top underwater. But when you're ready to go, insert that to more of a deeper part. It is that longer carrot size, and you want to make sure that your moisture is getting throughout the entirety of your garden. So it's just nice when you're having an accurate reading at, lower depths. Sweet, it's up and running. So when you start using the system, you get a little more familiar with it, and you pick up some tricks of the trade along the way. One that we definitely wanted to share with you is creating another branch of this watering system using that 8mm Superflex hose and that on-off valve. You can kind of create a little, personalized watering hose. You can use it to spot water, you can use it to spray the dog, whatever you want to do with it. But it's nice to just have that extra access point for whatever needs you might have. So that's pretty much it. Your system should be all set up. It should be honed in. No leaks, no tweaks, no creaks, I don't know. But here we go. Let's take a look at it. That blue soak hose is in full force. You can see that beautiful semi-permeable membrane releasing that water that is all controlled by your plants. That's right, it's so easy. Your plants tell the system when they're thirsty, and that's going to cause more water to be released. And as they get all that water they need, they don't need any more, and it tells the system to, hey, slow it down. We're all right over here, baby. Don't worry about it. And it's all hands-free. So you get more time relaxing. So you're going to turn this beautiful little system into an incredible garden. That's right, because there's no one to interfere with the plants growing. They're doing all the work for you. They're watering themselves, they're soaking up that sunshine, maybe making you some food in the process. So, if you guys need any help figuring out your Blumat dreams, check us out here at Happy Hydro. It's a no-brainer. It's super easy to use, it works with all plants, and you get more time to kick back and relax. What are you waiting for? Well, until next time, stay happy, friends.